Well, there is no doubt this is a strange and isolating time. You might even feel a little lonely at times.
In this week's Human Grace Project, Dr. James Rouse takes a look at why feeling lonely is nothing to brush off.
Hey there, it's Dr. James with the Human Grace Project. You know, I want to be really honest with you up front. My whole jam is to be optimistic. But this is one of those segments that we're going to really get honest about what's really happening today in this country. There is a quiet epidemic. It's called loneliness. In fact, Cygnus said that 1 out of 4 Americans experience loneliness. And we say, well, you know what, loneliness, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that it's actually shortening our life by upwards of 25%. And the study went on to say that persistent daily loneliness is equal to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how it impacts our health. So what can we do about it? Well, so many people, unfortunately, are using digital platforms. They go to Facebook, they go to Twitter, they go to these other places to try to find community. And what studies tell us is that the more time that we spend online searching for community, the more likely we are to feel lonely. In fact, people who spend 2 hours or more online a day seem to have the greatest struggles with loneliness. People who spend 30 minutes a day or less seem to feel the less lonely. So what's the take home for all of us? I think this is going to be heroic. We have to look around our life and ask ourselves simply first, are we lonely? Are we missing friendships? Do we feel like we have someone we can count on? If we don't, we have to be heroic in such a way to actually ask for help. Get outside of our bubble. Get outside of the places that are comfortable, no matter how scary it is, because your very health and potentially your life depends on it. And on top of that, if you do have the courage, if you're not lonely, look around the world. You can see it in people's eyes. Don't be afraid to reach out and give a passing glance, a simple hello. Studies show that as little as 3 to 5 to 10 second interactions a day can actually help us to feel less lonely. In fact, the power of this type of interaction, little drive-by hellos, actually can be more impactful than having a family member close to you. Friendships are deep, and they truly are why we created the Human Grace Project in the first place. So go out there and be a friend. Help us to change the world.
And of course, that's harder to do in these times, but we've seen a lot of people doing it with the, drive-by parades and stuff. So that's been nice to keep the conversation going. Our Micah Smith sat down with Dr. James Rouse to take a deeper dive into what's driving our loneliness and what we can do to ease it.
To catch that whole conversation, download the Denver 7 app for your favorite streaming device and start watching for free.